Welcome to another episode of 5 Games 5 Minutes from www.acornelectron.co.uk. Exile is head and shoulders the best game for the Acorn Electron ever written. You play an astronaut called to assist a stricken spaceship. You're able to swoop, roll, lie down, thrust, run, fly, and generally do anything that you wish. You can't be killed either. The worst that can happen is that you make a mistake and you can't get any further in the game. The game is massive, and how it all fits in 32K is nothing short of miraculous. The objective is simple: recover the detonator. The detonator is stolen from your ship in the opening scene. It's somewhere deep underground, guarded by all manner of robotic machinery and mutated genetic nasties. You're pretty much left to your own devices in this strange world. There are keys and objects to find, puzzles that involve fire and water, radiation pills and mushrooms, and there are about 20 or so different keyboard controls to master. Few people have ever seen the whole thing. If you only ever play one game for the Electron, it should be this. Skirmish is an arcade game from the respected Orlando, who also wrote 3D Pool, Arcadians and Frack. Skirmish is another demonstration of his considerable coding talents. In it, you sit astride a buzzard and you attempt to pilot it by flapping its wings. Don't just keep it airborne though, try and keep it several pixels above any of the other enemy buzzards. You have to whack them on the head kamikaze pilot style to defeat them. They in turn try to exact the exact same strategy to knock off you. As a final act of defiance, if you succeed in clobbering one of them, it flings an egg outwards. This egg must be collected, and quickly, else it will hatch into a man who will call for another buzzard. Then you'll have to deal with it all over again. This is the type of game that could quickly wear thin through lack of ideas, but it's been so cleverly programmed on the Electron that doesn't happen. Each wave of buzzards is of a different type. You can also play with, or against, a friend at any time. As games go, this is excellent, and it's well worth adding to your collection. Plan B2 is a monochrome shoot-'em-up by Andrew Ford, in which you need to escape from an underground maze. It looks like the original Plan B, and the instructions on the inlay card are the same. Loads of magazines reviewed it too, and sighed that it was the same as Plan B. I'll bet Andrew Ford was miffed. Plan B2 has different sprites, different behaviour, and an entirely different premise. You play a war drone, which can move from room to room, and fire at the other drones that teleport in. The enemies are now much more difficult to kill. Firstly, they shoot back. Secondly, they can glide through the backdrops. Thirdly, there are many more of them. The on-screen information shows only ammo and shield energy bars. In the original Plan B, there was a further energy bar representing the computer parts that you needed to destroy. In Plan B2, there's no such mission, despite all of the reviewers of the day agreeing with the inlay that there was. And there's one more important point. Plan B was tough, but it was at least doable. Plan B2 is 100% impossible to complete, without an infinite energy cheat. The Golden Figurine is a cute-looking graphic adventure in which you must collect 5 keys scattered around an old castle. The game's presented nicely enough, and the area to explore is reasonably sized. It's not too daunting and it's not too small. There's a number of simple puzzles to solve. Make sure that you pay attention to the fact that you need to stand next to the base plates in this game though, not on top of them. The inlay tells you that, tragically, you are the youngest child of a family of 4, all of whom have died trying to recover the keys. I'd hazard a guess they died in the same inescapable deadly pits of spikes that you'll encounter yourself. They're all too easy to tumble into, especially because this game is so fast. Being told you have failed in your quest after several hours gaming is enough to have you throw your Electron out of the window in frustration. There are better versions of these graphic adventures, and there are much worse, so I'd give this game, cautiously, half marks. Twin Kingdom Valley was the first real text adventure with graphics for the Electron. In this game, you're described as a greedy human on a quest for wealth. That's not helpful, because it starts you off on the wrong foot. It's also not strictly true, because there is a mission in this game. However, the mission does seem to have got lost somewhere in putting the game together. You wander around caves, canyons, castles and quarries, encountering elves, witches and trolls, who will kill you so much as look at you. The graphics are nice, and they do lift the adventure, but the lack of a clear goal is odd. Even though this game is 30 years old now, there are no full solutions to it available on the internet. Things can be done. For instance, you can unwittingly rescue damsels in distress, barter with witches, and obviously you can kill the Desert King. But the trouble is that all these things lack any structure or logic. The game says happy wandering before it starts. In Twin Kingdom Valley, that's good advice.